Ba weep grana weep nitty bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream here on my channel. We are recording live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Engineer Hoist, and if you're watching the replay on YouTube, just head on over there and you can join in with everybody over here chatting live, like Wolfman1976, Overwatch, Big D, First Monk. Big shout out to Magnus Prime UK who resubscribed over here on Twitch. Thank you so much, my friend. Mr. Jeff is here, WW is here, and there'll be more people coming along as we continue to roll. Stick around. We're going to talk. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the news today. We found out who the next bots are going to be. We found out more details confirmed about HQ17, and that it is indeed coming next week. And it turned out Monday was the first weekend of the month, so we've got some VIP crystals to crack after we get done with the news, so stick around for that. Speaking of the news, let's talk about that. This weekend's event is called the Vigilante. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here, so maybe we can slide through there. There we go. Gather your alliance and take part in this weekend's event to win up to 70,000 spark, up to 2,500 4-star shards. That's right, a guaranteed 4-star crystal, and the point value to get there is actually quite generous. You can win up to 2,000 3-star shards. That is a 3-star crystal, and you can win up to 5,000 premium shards, which is 5 premium crystals, and up to 20 Mark III battle boosters of varying types. As stated, this is an Alliance Totalizer. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. There are no prestiges. It's one big prize board, and there is super XP during this weekend's event. How do you participate? You got to be level 4, and since it's an Alliance event, you have to be in an Alliance to participate. And then, as usual, you just tap that event button, select your zone, win your battle, gather the points, win the prizes. And the battle zones are the standard battle zones, not the flat battle zones like we saw last weekend with the Prime Corps event. That's pretty much the only one that uses that flat battle zones. And here is a summary of all of the prizes that you can get. The prizes are given out at multiple different levels, but these are the point values that you have to get to collect all of the listed prizes. So by 95,000 points, everybody in your alliance will have collected all 20 of the Mark III battle boosts. 115,000, which is very achievable for most alliances out there. You guys will get a 4-star crystal. Boy, the numbers get a little scrunched together when they're small. 160,000 points, you'll have all 5,000 premium shards. At 315,000, you'll have collected 5 silver power cores. At 355,000, to get to all 2,000 3-star shards. 375, you'll get all 70,000 spark. And if you manage to get to 395,000, you'll get a gold power core chip. And there are 5 additional tiers all the way up to 500,000 points to earn Frozen Spark Crystals. We've seen those before, and that gives you an equal chance to earn 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 Spark out of those Frozen Spark Crystals. The new bots. We kind of got a hint of who might be the new Decepticon during the last weekend's story mode, because Deathsaurus was all up to some hijinks and shenanigans, and he kind of hinted that he was going for Decepticon Combiner, which kind of blew out the made me start rethinking, because I was really thinking it was going to be Piranacon, but this guy right here, Drillhorn, has basically confirmed that it is indeed not going to be the Seacons and Piranacon coming in, but instead Leo Kaiser, or is it Lio Kaiser? Probably Lio Kaiser. I'll probably switch back and forth between them, but he is a combiner from the Transformers Victory cartoon, and in fact, I believe Deathsaurus was the core of that, so we might actually might already have one piece to the new Decepticon combiner in Deathsaurus. And then the second one here is Drillhorn, and of course, obviously, his counterpart is the Technobot Nose Cone. One part of Computron. We already saw Strafe come in a couple of events ago, which confirmed Computron. Nose Cone is further confirmation, and they basically have already confirmed Computron is going to be the next combiner. Now, see, the way these guys are designed, we didn't really get a whole lot more information about them. We'll be seeing their bios and abilities over the next couple of weeks. but if you look at them, they share a body with Brawl in the game, and that is true to the Combiner Wars toy line, because Nosecone and Drillhorn, Computron, and Lyle Kaiser were released as gift sets during Combiner Wars, and these two guys were actually remolded from the Brawl figure, only instead of having a cannon, they had a drill, because Nosecone was indeed a drill, and so was Drillhorn. It's right there in his name, for crying out loud. So, so there you go. That's where these guys are coming from. It makes sense, and now that I think about it, going with the Lyle Kaiser makes a lot of sense, because all of those bots are basically repaints or remolds of existing Combiner Wars figures and characters which are already existing in the game, so it should be a pretty easy skin for them to go ahead and make these and get them out rather quickly, because Drillhorn plus his counterpart, he also has another one that's going to look just like him, was originally named Kill Bison, but in the Combiner Wars, trying to tone it down a little bit, I believe he went by Iron Bison, same exact drill tank mode. And then they had it was originally Hellbat, but now it was Fellbat, and I cannot remember the other guy's name. I'm sure you guys out there will remind me, but they're jets, and they're basically reuses of the aerial bot molds. I want to say Air Raid and Skydive, maybe. So because of that, it'd be really easy to get them into the game, because it's really more of a cosmetic and maybe some behind-the-scenes mechanics. They didn't have to rebuild a whole character model like they would have to do if they were to bring in the Seacons. I still think Skyhawk. Okay, thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. I do think we'll still see the Seacons, but clearly they're not going to be the next one coming in. So I think this is actually really good. Now we can stop the speculation. Although we still do have the speculation of whether or not Deathsaurus will actually be the core, the torso of that, because when they released the Combiner Wars toy, it went by the name Desaurus, which is a form, it's a name that has been used for the Deathsaurus character. So it's highly likely that we will see Deathsaurus as part of this new Combiner. So let's head back to the news. When I do a lot of talking, I like to go ahead and bring the camera full screen. Okay, so that's it for now for those new bots. Big news, we talked about it briefly last week, Headquarters level 17, and it is confirmed it's coming next week, probably about the time of the official live stream on Thursday, so probably a week from Thursday the 12th, maybe? I should have got that. Optimus Rodimus will get you in a second. Let's get through the news. Good to hear that you got good news, though. So here are the confirmed features of Headquarters 17 that we saw in the newsletter. So this is in print in the newsletter email they send out to everybody who has subscribed to it. If you haven't, there's a link in the game where you can go and give them your email, and then you'll get all of this news that come to you every week. So you'll already be prepped and primed, ready to participate when you're here watching the stream. You already know what's coming. So as usual, as expected, all of the buildings will now have an additional level to meet like they do every time the Headquarters gets a new level. They won't all be level 17, because some of them come with level 1 at a later level of the Headquarters. So like beam lasers, I know come a few levels in, so they're not going to be at 17. They might be 13, I think. Speaking of beam lasers, anybody who upgrades to Headquarters 17 will, in addition to the new levels, get a third beam laser and third missile launcher to add to their defenses. This is the big news, which has been confirmed. It was kind of loosely confirmed, more of a rumor last week when we talked about it, but the research lab will come with the ability to upgrade 2 bots at a time. They didn't say it in the newsletter, but I'm pretty sure it's the case of they have to be different levels. Like, you can't level 2 bots at level 60 to go to 65, but you can level 1 at 60 and 1 at 50, or 1 at 50 and 1 at 40. Things like that. because leveling at level 50 is 6 days, and at level 60 they haven't said how long it's going to be, but I would imagine it's going to be at least 6 days, which really ties up your research lab. It'd be nice if you have multiple levels. Like I've got a bunch waiting at level 40, I've got a few waiting at level 50, I even have some down at level 30, so it'd be nice if I send somebody in at level 50 for 6 days, I can still throw in, and during that same time get a couple leveled at level 40, because those take 3 days each. I'm really happy that we get the second research lab slot. Never thought it would have happened in a million years, but they heard us, and we're getting a second research lab slot. Speaking of research labs, all the 4 and 5 star bots maximum levels will be increased to level 65, although there's a little bit of a twist to that we'll talk about in a minute. This kind of came out of nowhere, at least to me, but the player rank max is now 90. It is currently 80. And that is the number up in the top left corner by your name. And you earn XP for that by leveling up your buildings, by leveling up your bots. It maxed at 80. It's been sitting at 80 for a while, but now it's going to go to 90. Whether or not XP that's been earned in the meantime is going to contribute to that, or if we start from the time that they level it, that's unknown at this time. I'm sure that question will be asked during one of the live streams and probably answered as well. Jinxed Mate is now following. Welcome, my friend. Let's see. Part of the rewards as you increase your player level will be coins and 4-star shards. And they've said a lot of coins, so more than just like the 5 or 10 that we've been getting recently. Also, when you upgrade to Headquarters 17, you get more ability points. We got more additional ability points at Headquarters 16, where you start with 28 and you can cap at 35, which is higher. And each level gives you a little bit more. At Headquarters 17, the cap will be 40 instead of 35, and you'll start with 32. So that's pretty cool. I got a couple more. There will also be an extended battle time by 30 seconds. It's been 3 minutes ever since the game started to complete a battle. Now the extended battle time for Headquarters 17 will be 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It wasn't real clear. It did say for all battles, but it wasn't real clear if you have Headquarters 17 and you happen to be attacking in Zone 4. Do you get 3 minutes 30 seconds, or is it anybody who's attacking a Headquarters 17 base gets 3 minutes 30 seconds? I'm sure we'll figure that out at some point. And there will also be a new battle zone, Zone 15, which will include all of the Headquarters 17 bases and the higher level Headquarters 16 bases. So that's all the stuff that comes with Headquarters 17, but there's more that's coming with this update. All of the zones will be rebalanced to take into account the level of any of the bots that are in the outposts and the combiners that happen to be in a combiner outpost. Apparently that wasn't before, so the same base would be ranked in a zone depending on whether you have no matter whether you have a level 1 bot or a level 60 maxed ability, maxed prime core on it. It didn't matter, so that's why some of the bases would be harder or easier, because the outpost bot level wasn't taken into account. This is now going to be taken into account, and of course anytime they add a zone there's going to be a little bit of rebalancing anyway, so this is going to be good. This is a big one. Increased XP from all battles, and basically the way that breaks down is any base that you're attacking that's Headquarters 14 or below, you're going to get, I think they said, twice the XP of what you currently get. And Headquarters level 15, 16, 17 will be more than twice. And that's on a normal basis before you even tack on triple or super XP. So that is great. And the big one we talked about, and I saw scroll by in the chat there, balanced war leagues. Because there's so many people now getting these max bases, max HQ 15, HQ 16, 17 bases now. Not everybody with those bases are in the Prime Cybertron Caminus leagues. Some of them are down in the Bronze leagues or the Silver leagues or the Gold leagues. And for a lot of people, the bases are a lot easier to max than the bots. That's same with me. My bots can't beat my own base. I've got a max 16 right now. So what they're going to do is the health and the DPS for each of these bases at headquarters 15, 16, or 17 will be reduced if they're in lower leagues. Now, how much they're reduced is wasn't revealed, and it is going to be different. Like HQ 17 is like Caminus League or below, HQ 16 is like Gold League or below, or something like that. The more details are in the newsletter. I didn't really have a whole lot of room or time to get it on these slides. Yeah, so that balanced war leagues is actually going to be it's a welcome change, and might see us doing wars a little bit more often, because it's kind of discouraging when you go into a war in the Bronze League and you've got a max HQ 16 or halfway to 16 as base 3. So okay, so let's see. And okay, they also touched on a new Elimination game mode, and here's some of the details for that. It will be active from Tuesday at 10 a.m. Universal Time to Friday at 10 a.m. Universal Time. It's pretty much the same time as the raids are currently active, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like a weekly cycle. You can use each bot only once per week, and you do use fuel cells. And what you win is a much higher level of XP than you do in a normal battle, and you can also win a new type of currency called Z Energon or Z Energon. Some Canadians and other people might say that. Us Americans say Z Energon. But Z Energon actually sounds a lot cooler, though. So props to all you guys for saying Z. But the Z Energon is used to upgrade HQ 17 buildings and bots beyond level 60. They did mention during one of the streams that for anybody who's not at the point where they're going to be leveling HQ 17 or leveling a bot beyond 60, it seems like it would be a waste to go in there, because what are you going to do with all that Z Energon, right? They've said there's going to be some, I don't want to say consolation prize, but some exchange that you could do. Instead of winning that, you could then maybe use that to purchase Spark or regular Energon or Al. I'm not sure, but they didn't say. But they did say there would be some incentive for people to continue to play this game mode, even if they're not working on Headquarters 17 or bots past 60. So more to come on alternate uses of Z Energon. And that's it for the news. For anybody watching the replay on YouTube, there's the link to twitch.tv/EngineerHoist if you want to join us live. And, of course, you can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter for whatever I choose to post. Usually pictures of the toys that I get at EngineerHoist. And that's going to do it for the news. Let's check out with the chat. I saw you guys going pretty much. Who was it? Optimus Rodimus. You said you had good news. If you're still out there, go ahead and give it to us. Meanwhile, I'll read through the choices. Twisted Deadpool. Hello. How are you? Big Bronze Rim. Top zones are nuts. Yeah, I haven't even been in there. Not being able to beat a base one would be. Yeah, it can be discouraging. Yes, HQ 17 is definitely going to be different to upgrade. Big D's asking, wonder if Z Energon will be up for grabs during a player versus player battle. That's basically what the new game mode is. It's still essentially just like when it says attack another player. You're still essentially doing that. It's still going to go out and find a random other player's base for you to attack, but you'll actually win the Z Energon instead of the Energon and Alloy. Maybe in addition to, we'll find out when it shows up. Optimus Rodimus, you're here. Okay, give us your good news, man. What if they use it for buying fuel? Who needs to purchase fuel instead of purchasing it to win? That might be. They've been not real keen on providing fuel as rewards or purchasables, except for like with bundles and real money or coins. Maybe they might do that. Although it would kind of seem. Not redundant, like circular. You use the fuel to earn that Z Energon and just to buy more fuel. I don't know. It's possible, but I'm gonna say it's unlikely. First Monk asks, is anyone going to get any of the Netflix toys? I think we talked about this after the news last week. I'm not planning on getting any. Hotlink, another Siege Seeker. I thought about it because I've got all the other Seekers, but at the same time, I don't know. I might. I'm not going to pre-order it. If I run across him in the store, which has not happened in any of my Walmarts for any of those exclusive toys, but if I run across him in store, he'll probably leave with me, so. Optimus Rodimus, good news says he got 4-star Inferno, 4-star Hotspot, and 4-star Jetfire Sky Striker. That is truly some awesome news. Those are all very good bots. Congratulations to you. And Twisted Deadpool's asking, what do you think about the new Netflix show? I think it looks promising. I'll definitely be watching it. Jared Barber got a 2-star Ramjet. Very cool. Sharksy's saying Z Energon will be pointless for a bit because not at a max HQ 16. Well, see, that's why they're thinking of different ways of doing it. For people just like you who are not at a max HQ 16 or ready to go to HQ 17. Got an LA refinery, some walls, outposts remaining. Converting to Combiner Spark would be nice. Possibly Shanix. I agree. That would be great. Or 13, some power cores. Those are all great ideas. Hopefully we'll see what we got. Shadowstorm's coming in saying he's got a 4-star Jetfire. Hey, anybody else got any good stuff? It's cool. Let's go ahead and any good new bots that you got, go ahead and shout them out in the chat right now before we head over and crack some crystals and see what I get from these VIP crystals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get us over there in the meantime. First Monk's 1500 away from level 80. Sharksy says going to get Hotlink at 1 point. Wolfman got a 3-star Sludge, so you can form Volcanicus. Awesome. Best combiner in my opinion. Defensor is very cool too. C. Taylor got a 4-star Rodimus. Sharksy snagged a 4-star Thundercracker. Cool. Twisted Deadpool got a 4-star Onslaught. Excellent, excellent. Oh, Optimus Rodimus, you're behind the times, man. Yeah, we got the 4-star Streetwise a while ago. We've been rocking that Defensor for a while. Lucky me got a 5-star Sludge. Now, let me just tell you something about this guy. If you're the same guy who's in the Discord chat, by the way, if you want to join Discord, there's a link in the video description over on YouTube. This guy's always posting. It's like, look at this great thing I got. Look at this great thing I got. Totally living up to your name. I am in awe of how you've managed to pull that off for yourself. Well done. 5-star Sludge is quite unkillable. He's very beastly, very high health, and I do like him. The ability, unfortunately, is very situational, but otherwise, I think he's a fantastic tank of a bot. Let's see. When do we think Jetfire Sky Striker might come to normal crystals? It should be soon. It's been a while. So, okay, so as you can see here, I've got 20 Autobot Premium Crystals and 8 Decepticon Premium Crystals. This is a combination of VIP rewards and premium shards from the past event. Now, I didn't get the chance to play very much during last event, so I only managed to get through 6 or 7 prestiges out of the 30. But it did help me get a few premium crystals there, so... yeah, I do like 5-star Sludge. Let's see. Let's do the Decepticons first. Last week we managed to pull a 4-star Nemesis Prime out of a Decepticon Premium Crystal. Didn't get as much work done on him as I would have liked. Sharksy saying Thundercracker is cool. Not top or bottom of the list. I agree. Oh, look at that. A duplicate 4-star kickback. So I've got, what, 6 4-star Decepticons, and I've gone and got myself a duplicate. But hey, I'll take it. So I've seen a lot of people complain, and I get it. I've been there. Only got 5 or 6 4 stars, and then you end up with a duplicate. It happens. Here you go. It's just happened right here, and it can definitely be frustrating, especially if you're going free to play. It's definitely frustrating. So I get it. Duplicate 4-stars are almost expected on the Autobot side now, because I've spent way too much money on this game. For anybody wondering, how do you get VIP? Because I get that question anytime I mention VIP. How do you get VIP? Spend way too much money. That's my standard answer. Yeah. So because I've spent way too much money, I've got quite a large collection of 4-star Autobots, so I get way more dupes than not on the Autobot side. I can't say I've gotten any 4-star Decepticon dupes up until that kickback just then, though. And there's a ramjet. We'll close it out. Ah, I wonder what you did there, Sharksy. Maybe hit me up in Discord later, because I know you're in there, and you know, private message or whatever. We'll see what happened, because it might have been something that you said that I might have to adjust my moderation settings, is what I'm saying, because I've never known you to be doing any you know, foul language. So no worries, my friend. All right, Autobot side. See if we get anything. Star Saber. Just stated what you got on your bots. Some kind of combination might have looked like a bad language to that. So sometimes those chat moderation bots are not the best in the world. I like that emoji there, Monk. Jetfire. Swoop! Cosmos. Sandstorm. Still looking for a 4-star. That guy. He's just not coming through. Rust Dust. Was looking for a 4-star of her for a long time. Finally managed to find her. There's another Jetfire. I'm a little ways from a 5-star. Yeah, see, it doesn't like what you're saying there, man. Rodimus Prime. Yeah, I got my Discord up if you want to throw it in there real quick. Yeah, there's an Impactor. Optimus Rodimus saying, at the point where I'm buying character bundles of your favorite bots. Very cool, man. And you got a 4-star Sandstorm. Way to rub it in. Wait, I just said that I needed one. Now you're coming out here saying you got a 4-star Sandstorm. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, thought about it for a second. But it's just another duplicate Rust Dust. Doesn't like what you pulled on your Autobot side, huh? That's weird. Another Rodimus Prime. Jump Stream. Three-star Skyburst. Give me some... Ooh, silver G1 Skyburst core. I'm not sure if I've gotten one of those before. Well, it's definitely not going on the 5-star, because I got Prima on the 5-star, and that's staying there. Even if I get a G-Metal G1 Skyburst, that Prima is staying on my 5-star. I'd throw the G-Metal Skyburst core on 4-star. 4-star shards, though. I wonder if that means I have a 4-star crystal. I know it's pretty close. No need to apologize, man. I was just kidding. There's a Cybertronian Jetfire. I'm sorry, Cybertron Jetfire. And the last premium crystal gives us duplicate Gnaw. Cool, cool. And here we go. We have a 3-star crystal, not quite a 4-star crystal. I might have a couple of Autobots out there I might be able to get, but this is still going to be a duplicate. 3, 2, 1. Duplicate cup. There we go. Yeah, the only bot I can think other than Skyburst that Prima would be good on, and this is only if you don't have Skyburst, would be like Sea Spray or Octopunch, because they also are a gunner with a little bit of an area of effect damage from their normal attack. Beyond them, pretty much everybody else's standard attack is a single defense focus. Plenty of them have abilities that have area of effect, but Skyburst slash Onslaught and Sea Spray slash Octopunch are the only ones with their standard ability, which is what Prima works on with an area of effect. I might be wrong. If I'm out there, I'm sure you guys will correct me, but those are the only ones that come to mind. Let's see. Are there any Transformer curse words in Transformers media? Yeah. Transformers Prime used scrap a lot. Like, scrap. And then I heard another one use Scrud, which I'm like, okay. I think that might have been Cyberverse using Scrud, but I never thought scrap was that bad. I mean, yeah, it's kind of sounds like one of the mild, not quite a curse words in English, but still, scrap is like scrap metal. Yeah, so I never really saw a problem with that one, and and I don't know if it really counts, but Optimus Prime was saying, well, that's just Prime. That's basically his way of cursing. How's a 5-star blaster treat me? Man, let me tell you. When I got him to level 50, I leveled him and totally forgot to put him on any team. So I've maybe used him once or twice after I got him to level 50. So yeah, he hasn't been treating me as well as he could have, because I totally forgot. But I forget where I managed to get him. I'm not sure if I've even got him on a team yet. So let's go through the squads. This is kind of like my power level. Oh, you're not even looking at it. This is my power leveling squad. Sentius Magnus does the power leveling. That's why he's like super powerful. And I was working on Vamp, but then I got Dinobot and Strafe and Red Alert, so I was leveling them a little bit. And then I got this squad here. I'm gonna mix them up a little bit, especially because a lot of my bots. A lot of them are nearing 50, so they're going to be ready to be upgraded. So I'll have to be definitely moving some around. But this one's a pretty good little squad here. This is probably one of my stronger squads. Now I will probably replace this 4-star blaster with my 5-star blaster. Quiet Grimlock. But I've got another squad. I want to say no, Pipes is already there. There's another squad where there's a bot about ready to hit 50, which I'm going to move that 4-star blaster to and put that 5-star blaster to the other one. My 5-star sludge I think is 48, 49 maybe. Yeah, so I got these guys here. They're pretty good. I win with them. It's not my favorite mix. but they work pretty well. Drift tends to run out, and and what's good about having Springer and Cup on there is when Drift runs out, I can bounce Cup over to him and rush Springer to the two of them, and I can follow up with tracks to drop smoke. So it actually does kind of work out well with that. Cup, he's at level 50 now, or 51. So there he is now. I've got Onyx Prime on him, so he's pretty good. This squad here actually works pretty well. Nah, I've got him at a pretty decent level. His little Sharkticon minions actually managed to hold their own pretty well. A lot of times I'll drop them early in a battle and they'll still be around when I take the when I take the headquarters down. We hear you, Nah. Quiet. Yeah, I think Power Glide's the one I think. Yeah, I think Power Glide, he's knocking on the door of 50. Yeah, he's probably about 2 battles away from sitting at 50. So I'm going to move my 4-star blaster down to this squad and put that 5-star blaster up with the other ones. So this is a pretty good little squad. I like mix of Rook and Skylinks, and I think Pipes was here for a while, and I just recently brought in Jazz, so I definitely liked having Pipes here. So having another tank by bringing Blaster over here, I think will actually work really well. And Prowl and Jetfire do a pretty good job for doing a distance cleanup. Of course, that Skylinks does too, and Jazz. So we got these guys here. We got Skylinks and Slash screaming at you. And I just now noticed we've got like half the squad or the Torchbearers all off on one side. That was totally unintentional. But yeah, this squad does pretty well. That Snarl being only a 3-star, he doesn't last very long because he's pretty quick, so he tends to run into damage quite a bit. Then I got my Decepticon squads. So we got Straxus, Bludgeon. I just recently got him over 40. Scrapnel's a little bit lower level. Most of these guys are over 40. I think Scourge is approaching 40. But this is a pretty decent squad. It's very much a walk team. There's not a lot of distance damage on this one. Scourge is too low of a level to really be effective, but Long Haul does a pretty decent job. Then you got this one over here, which is a really nice squad. Lugnut gets a lot of work. He's like level 46 or something like that. Brawl gets a lot of work. Ripper Snapper also obviously is very loud, but very useful. And Megatron, brandishing his mace over there is also, you guys know how Megatron works. And Death Source is over here. He's been sitting at level 50, waiting to be leveled forever. So now with the new research lab, once I manage to get that upgraded, I'll throw him in and can still then upgrade other bots because he's been missing out on so much XP because he doesn't do anything but level up new Decepticons. And then I got one other Autobot squad sitting here right after, and this is a pretty solid team. Dust Ups and Air Raid don't really contribute much. They're just kind of along for the XP. Elita 1 does most of the work, so does Cheetor. If I got a defense way off in the distance somewhere, I'll throw Firefly or Skydive at it. And it's a very scattered attack, so Hound Vamp's probably not really very effective on this because he kind of directs your bots to a certain area with kind of the glass gas effect or whatever. Doesn't really work with most of the people on this squad, so it's probably not a good spot for Hound Vamp, but that's the place where I found for him for now. And that's my regular rotation. I do have got these guys just in case I want to send somebody out. I hardly ever use them, but they're on the squad. And this is my raid squad. I send them in quite a bit. You can see a lot of stuns and a lot of hacks. Perceptor, I'm just basically spamming Perceptor's hack on any nearby shock tower, or thunder tower if there is one. Bumblebee, I'm spamming his stun for anything nearby. Blades I'll usually send off to do the little damage and stun ability. Trax, of course, is constantly dropping his smoke bombs, and First Aid doing the area of effect heal. There's probably other better bots I might be able to put in here, but this one does pretty well for me, especially if I team them with bringing in Defensor, drop them, send in Defensor, and then when Defensor, because he's now 4-star, I use the 4-star ability. I make sure to use that 4-star ability, because then once he's done, these guys have a shield. So there you go. The Russian Smash team. You go out and smash Russians. Gotta love that autocorrect, huh? All right. Oh, I think that's about all there is for... Oh, we just got another 100 Shanix. Good job, guys. I think that's going to be all there is for the Transformers Earth Wars news. All you guys on Twitch, stick around and we'll chat for a little bit more. For everybody on YouTube, we're here every Wednesday on Twitch, recording live at twitch.tv/EngineerHoist, or you can catch the replay afterwards on YouTube. And that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.